We've talked about your possible anxiety and depression when it comes to your first daughter and
Yes.
thinking that you might be suffering during this pregnancy as well.
Yeah.
Um, what are some of the specifics that have happened that make you feel like you could possibly have this anxiety or depression?
So I think the first real big thing think I realized that I could have anxiety was when um like she's never stopped breathing before.
Okay.
But
Well,
when I
that's
yeah, yes, that's wonderful.
thank God for
Um
that.
yeah. But when the night she came home from the hospital, like I was only in there for I said she was born at 3:30 p.m. and I was out by 9 a.m. the next morning.
Okay.
Um, I just had to establish breastfeeding. I probably could have even gone home 4 hours after, but because I was a first time mum and she wasn't latching properly,
Yeah.
they just said, spend the night, and then if you're feeling if she's got a good latch in the morning, you can go home.
Yeah.
So as soon as the doctors came around, I was like, yeah, no, I'm fine. A little bit of my milk's coming in. I felt amazing. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm going to feel so much better when I got home.
Yeah.
But when I got home, I think it hit me that I'm the parent now. Like I have
Yes.
no one else I can
Yeah.
depend on. So I think I would just watch her sleep because I was so worried that because she didn't have the like monitors on,
Mm-hmm.
that she was going to stop breathing
Yeah.
or she was going to get low blood sugar because I didn't have a lot of colostrum. I had colostrum probably for the first 2-3 days, and then it kind of just went
Mm-hmm.
straight into milk. When I didn't know then that was normal. I thought you had like colostrum for like 6 weeks. Like I
Okay.
wasn't. I knew that you'd have colostrum and then had milk, but I
Yeah.
didn't realize that a lot of mums only had it for a couple of days and then it kind of goes straight to white instead of like it being kind of like that golden color, because I was having to pump because she wasn't waking up every
Yeah.
3 hours,
Yeah.
um, which I also know now that that's quite normal because
Yes.
they don't know that they were born yet in the first couple of weeks, or some of them don't know that they were born yet for the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I would like be full and have to pump, and then
Yeah.
I noticed that it wasn't that golden color anymore, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I doing wrong? Like,
Yeah.
is she not getting? Because I know that the colostrum is like that's the best thing for them.
Yeah.
I know it helps with fats and everything, and I was like, why do I not have that? Like, do I need to eat more fatty foods? So I think that's kind of when I was like, oh, maybe I'm not giving her what she needs. Um,
Yeah.
and the midwives who come around like the week after she was born,
Mm-hmm.
they were lovely, but like they didn't answer any of my questions.
Okay.
And
So
my GP,
it sounds to me like you were very afraid of the unknown because you're a
yeah,
first time mum. You didn't know if you were doing things right, and
yeah,
you didn't know why you were all of a sudden producing milk when you thought you were supposed to have colostrum longer. So
yeah,
it sounds like it was very much the fear of the unknown. Is that right?
yeah. And I think that because I live so far away from like where my friends are, and they've all had their babies, and
Yeah.
even though like I know that they're a phone call away, like doing it yourself and like you going through it and having someone be like, this is normal. You're like, this could be normal for your child, but every child's
Yeah.
different. And I
Yeah.
think that was kind of my big thing. And then because of COVID, um, I know now that I'm not going to be able to have like my friends come over or my mum come over like as regularly as what I did with my first daughter, because you can't have anyone over, and I'm going to have a newborn, and that risk of them being sick
Mm-hmm.
is now like 10 times more. I'm more worried about like probably 10 times more than what I was with my first child because of COVID.
Yeah. Have you have you spoken to your GP about your concerns about COVID when it comes to having a baby?
I did, and they kind of I spoke to my OBGYN about it. I didn't actually really speak to my GP about it because I'm trying not to go
Yeah.
out in public as much. And even though I know they
Mm-hmm.
do offer phone conversations, like the information that's out there, like wear a mask, keep your hands clean, that all stuff. Like I can find that on the internet, and that's basically what my OBGYN said. It's like
Yeah.
don't have visitors, but we're restricted to only having household people at the moment anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of. I'm more worried that when my mum or like my mum's a teacher and my father-in-law is a police officer. I'm more worried that when they come and visit the baby that they're probably going to be the ones who are most at risk, but I also don't want to stop them from coming to visit their grandchild because
Yeah.
you know, never wants to see their grandchild.
Yeah.
It's my father-in-law's first grandchild, so
Very exciting time.
yeah, and I don't want him to miss out on that because
Yeah.
I know that they do grow. I know that. Oh, my first one was my father-in-law's first grandchild, but this is the first biological one that he's going to be as a newborn.
Yes.
My husband didn't know his dad until about a year ago.
Okay.
So this will be the first time that he's seen like a baby grandchild because my daughter was about 2.
Okay.
I can't remember, about 18, probably about 18 months too when they met. But yeah, so this will be the first time that he's seen like a newborn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's completely understandable. Now, okay, just getting into your fears about COVID when it comes to being in the hospital. What are your so your biggest fears are that your child is going to contract COVID or you're going to contract COVID?
I'm more worried that the baby's going to get it more than anything.
You need to pause.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Okay. Okay, so you're more worried that your child is going to contract COVID from someone who works at the hospital?
I think I'm just more worried that
just being in that environment.
Yeah. And I know that it probably sounds stupid, but I know like the air conditioning is like they have the same air conditioning. I'm worried. I know that it's airborne, but I know that it's not that much airborne that it can be sucked into the air conditioning and then spread across. Like I know that is not what happens, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, the ICU is just next to special care nursery. And I'm like, what if like someone accidentally touches the handles and then I touch the handles in special care nursery and I get it? Yeah. I know that it can be on steel and metal and stuff for, I think it was like 15 hours or something like that. Even though I know that the hospital have a huge amount of like janitors and like cleaners who are like doing crazy amount of hours to keep everything absolutely clean. I think I'm just worried that because I'm going to have a newborn, that if she gets it, it's going to be a lot more fatal than if I got it. My body's bigger and I can fight it off more and stuff like that.
And you know those fears and those scenarios that you're having in your head is textbook anxiety. So you are genuinely feeling these things. Now we need to find ways of not so much dealing with it, because it's a lot of the time when it comes to anxiety, it's not just to deal with it and it go away. You know, these things take time and they take work, and I can see that you genuinely want to get this under control. Now, we just need to, what we need to do is work together to find ways of being able to acknowledge that you're feeling the way that you're feeling and you have the fears that you have, but then being able to say, okay, I'm feeling these things. What can I do to minimize that feeling? Yeah. Minimize the scenarios going on in your head of things that haven't happened yet. Yeah. It's the what if this happens? Yeah. That's the hardest thing. Yeah. So when you start to have these worries, is there any sort of regularity of when you have these feelings? So is it in the morning? Is it when you're doing certain things that these feelings pop up? When does it usually happen?
I think it's usually like when I'm alone at night because my husband works night shift, so I
Mm-hmm.
get my daughter down and then it's just me. I think that's
Yep.
when the feelings kind of creep in.
Yep.
Like last night, I was very much like, what happens if my child does go into special care or NICU and I have to leave them.
Mm-hmm.
I have to leave them at the hospital, and then only I can go into the hospital because I'm their one. I would be my daughter's one visitor, and my husband wouldn't be able to come in. And then what happens if my child has like a really something really serious,
Yep.
and only I can, and only I'll be able to go up there. I think that's what I'm more concerned about. Well, that's kind of what at the moment I'm concerned about, and then I'm also like, if my child does get COVID, because she's a newborn, I'd have to not be there because I know
Yep.
that they're isolating kids from their
Mm-hmm.
parents. And that's another big thing. Like, I'm worried about leaving my oldest child for 48 hours. How am I going to be leaving my newborn for 2 weeks
Yeah.
or however many hours that they say that I need to, and only be able to like deliver milk up there?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's my child, and if I miss the first 2 weeks of their life, like that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even though like I don't think that they probably isolate me from a newborn, well, I don't think they'd isolate you from a newborn child, like, but I don't know, like COVID could get much worse or it could get better. Like, I think that's just the unknown. And
Yeah.
it's only really just started kind of hitting Queensland recently.
Yeah.
Like, I know that there's 5 confirmed cases in the hospital, but I know that 5 can turn into like 15
Yeah.
very quickly. And
Do you think that um, you know, being in, even though that COVID's going on at the moment, that being in the hospital could actually make you safer from
this
COVID
is
than
this is
being
a
at home and being out in the public.
this is a thing. Like, I do feel like I could be safer in the hospital because I feel like that's the best place to be because of their
Mhm.
regular cleaning, and like they're very very strict on who enters and which way you go, and you can only enter this amount of rooms, and you can't touch anything. And I
Mhm.
understand that, but I also know that once I'm at home, everything, like, I get to dictate who comes into my house, what kind of cleaning stuff
Yeah.
I do. And because I'm nesting, my house is spotlessly clean, and I haven't bleached anything, but I've like antibacterial absolutely everything. And
Mhm.
because there's no antibacterial wipes, I've made my own, which just sounds crazy, but
Mhm.
as a parent who's like at this stage, like I've just done absolutely everything, and I
Yeah.
don't even open my door to the postmen and stuff now. Like, there's a
Mhm.
sign saying please leave it there, and I don't, like, I know that I don't have to sign anything at the moment. But
Yeah.
as soon as like I'm getting packages and I'm like spraying them and like wiping them down, and I know that they do have a high um, cleaning and stuff at the hospital. I
Mhm.
feel like I'm gonna be more happier at home
Okay.
because there's that risk being taken away that someone could accidentally go into the wrong room,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
nurses, because I know that nurses don't have enough um, gloves and stuff, that they're gonna accidentally, contaminate someone by accidentally touching the gloves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
It sounds like we're coming back to the pattern of you having the fear of not being in control
yeah,
again.
definitely. And
Yeah.
I feel like if my firstborn was like a very natural, like quick labor, I probably would even try and opt to have this baby at home.
Mhm.
But because of the risk, I know that the hospital is the best place for me to go.
Yeah.
I think it kind of, at the moment, it just needs to happen.
Yeah.
And I think then I'll be fine. I think it's just, I'm working it up too much in my head. I'm just too much
I'm
in my head.
I'm very I feel like you're taking this in such a healthy way because not only have you just voiced all of your concerns, but you've changed your way of thinking of,
Yeah.
yes, I'm scared, but it has to happen this way.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's such a big milestone, because a lot of the time it's, I'm scared of this and I'm just scared of it, and you're not going to change my mind. But you've
Okay.
just gone and
Yeah.
changed your perspective all on your own. So that's a massive step, and you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
Now,
As
you're very welcome. What were you going to say?
I can't even remember. I was gonna say I honestly can't remember. Yeah. I think I'm my worst critic because I know that I have to let go of control to have like
Yeah.
this child. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like being a second time mum, I think I'm a lot more calmer than what I
Yes.
would be than if it was my first.
Yeah. And, I also feel like you'll be surprised at how naturally it all happens, and how, you know, I think the thing that we forget is, the nurses and the doctors, they deal with this every single day, every minute of every day. So they form a very strict routine
Yeah.
of making sure things are clean and making sure everything is running the way it's supposed to run. And, the concerns that you're having are very natural for any mother in this situation
Yeah.
with COVID going on. But you're doing really well. You're doing really
Thank you.
well,
Thank you.
and and we will work through this together and get you to where you need to be.
Yeah. Thank you.
No worries.